Hello everybody and welcome back to Sagevivor Season 8. We are excited to get into it. Friendly reminder, if you have not already, please smash that like button for me to show your support for the series and consider subscribing. It really does help out a lot. Not only helps out myself, but the cast of Sagevivor and future cast of Sagevivor, because the better that this series does, the more that I can turn around and reinvest into it. Anyways, we are excited for this. Today the challenge was Bloody Buffet, which is a fun challenge where everybody has code names and then they have the option to attack, defend, feast, etc. And so some tea comes out of this as people are playing, and it kind of shows a little bit of strategy as they go into the challenge. Enough of my yapping, let's go ahead and get into the tea.
Y'all said Survivor 8. You didn't mention Survivor Eaten because I'm getting eaten alive.
If I feel like you're not connecting with me, that's a you problem.
Everything she says is either blunt or bitchy.
Yeah, I don't really care for them. I'll vote them out.
This season's gonna be nuts.
Welcome to Sagevivor. Welcome to Sagevivor. Welcome to the island where the heat's turned up high, where the flavors are fierce and the flames never die. You better bring your A game, your spice and your sass, cause in this kitchen jungle you're cooking the last. From sweet to sour, salty to spice, each dish a battle, each meal's a dice. The fire's raging, the stove's red hot. Who's serving up victory and who's getting caught? It's Sagevivor 8, the taste of survival, serving up the heat from breakfast to trial. You gotta outcook, outfeed, outlast, or you'll be the next dish burning up way too fast.
Okay, hi. We voted off Kate, which was great. LL. A bar without even trying. That was a hot mess though. I'm happy Jules and Sarah are still both here. They have my full trust. Sarah has moved up to number 1 on my trust list. Goodbye, Exy. Exy, you are over. No, just kidding. But I feel more confident in them, and I feel like our relationship. I don't know. And we're supposed to watching Love Island. We're supposed to be blindsiding Jason here, which honestly, fine by me. I don't care about Jason. I'm done with Jason. Jason's on my last nerve. Jason is so dry. So it's like, cool, great. Let's vote him off. Love this idea. I hope everything goes through. I feel like this will officially sever my tie with Rob and that side. But I'm just gonna be like, hey, look, honestly, I heard you've been trying to get the vote on me the past 2 times. I'm done with you and your lap boy. So yeah. Anyway. Whatevs. It is what it is. Just hoping I survive this.
Hi, Sagevivor. Sorry, I haven't had the most energy lately. I have a nervous system disorder. I have a lot of nerve damage. Whenever the weather sort of teeter-totters, my nerve damage gets really bad and I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm a little more chill and not the most like awake even, because I try and just rest. So I apologize if I've been a little like meh, or these videos have been a little meh. Hopefully this is our first not crazy round. I will say I made it through my goal of I didn't have 3 votes in a row. I didn't get a single vote cast against me. Didn't have to use the extra vote. Didn't have to use the idol. So I guess, take small victories where they go. I guess we've had 2 blind sides. Katie was definitely a blind side. Kate, again, like, Yeah, I guess it was a blindside. It's not one that necessarily affected me in any way. But yeah, I mean, Kate sort of imploded on Jules and Sarah, and Jules correctly played her idol. I think was tipped off by Eggsy.
Let's try and summarize the fuckery that was this last round, because it was insane. So originally, like following the Katie vote, Rob and Swan, they were a little bit butthurt. So Rob was like, let's take out someone that Exy is close to, because Exy wanted me and he couldn't take him out. Let's, weaken him a little bit, and let's take out either Caden or Liv. I don't know why people think he's close to Caden, but the perception is out there. So we actually had an idea that, like, yeah, we'll vote out Caden, and we were going to come up with an idea where Exy and Liv wouldn't vote with us and act like they'd been left out. And I ran this by Exy, because some people care about voting correctly each time. And I was like, does Exy care about that? He's like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, which is good, because we need it. Anyway, so that was the plan. We were going to vote out Caden. We're going to blindside Exy and weaken him. And it was fine. It was looking good that we could do that. But then we had the break day, and right before it, I got a voice note from Swan saying that Sarah's name was out there. Didn't really go too much into it. So we had the day off. We come back, and everything is dead quiet for me. Like, dead. Nobody is talking to me. And so I'm like, okay, something's up here. Sorry, I need to put sunnies on, this is too bright. Yeah, I was like, something's up here. Like, people don't just, like, ghost me for no reason. And everyone was doing it. And, like, Swan was at work, and I was like, well, Swan wouldn't be in on anything. And then Exy came back to us and was like, yeah, the votes are going on you too. And he's like, I don't know which way. He's like, I'm trying to push it onto Kate, because Kate had been saying a bunch of shit. She hadn't talked to me at all, but apparently she was essentially pushing her own name. Like, she was telling people that she was hearing her name, but no one had said her name. So it was like she was pushing it herself. So Exy was like, I can't trust her. I'm going to try and push it onto her, so it's off YouTube. What else was happening? There was issues where she was going around telling people that I have 2 idol shards, or that potentially I have a full idol. And Exy was like, Jules, do you have 2 idol shards? And I was like, maybe. Still no one knows to this day. No one knows that I already had a full idol. This is relevant later, when we get to it. But yeah, Exy was pushing really, really hard to try and get it off of us onto Kate. And then in the end, he's like, all right, the votes are going on Jules. He's like, Jules, I'm going to send you one of my idol shards. Make a full idol. Play it for yourself.
Episode 11, Sagevivor. We just ended Tribal about 3 hours ago. A little over 3 hours. So I'm doing this now because it's raw still, I suppose. So we had a 24-hour break. It was requested by Rob. I am not a fan of extensions in 24-hour orgs in general. I think barring a fucking emergency, there should not be a fucking extension, and damn sure not a 24-hour one. I like to feel like I'm immersed in a game, and if this were the real game and something like that happened, like, and Rob was having a fucking mental breakdown, then he can get medevaced. He was also in my DMs today, being like, one of the reasons that he asked for the extension or the break or something was because he knew, this is exactly why I asked for the break day yesterday, because I knew it would be insane at the 11th hour. I'm just like, I don't know. I could say some other things, but you know what? I'm not feeling like a bitch today. But I did vote no, and I think I was the only person who voted no. Nobody knows I voted no except Exy, because Exy knows how I am, and he's like the only person I know that wouldn't judge me for it or hold it against me, because, you know, I am playing with the devil, and he apparently is playing with one too. I was told today by Apple that I am being viewed, along with Exy, as this huge threat, I guess, on the same level as Rob, and Jules is there too. So we changed our trio chat to the Threats Alliance, because this is what I always love to do anyway, and somehow it just organically came together, which is fantastic. So this last round, let's talk. All right, so before the break, Swan sent me, before DMs shut off, this voice memo. And I transcribed it and I'm glad I did, so it helps me reflect back and I don't have to fucking listen to it again. That, like, Kate was hard pitching my name to Jason, and Jacob knew too, and Jacob talked to Kaden and Apple. None of those people came to me about this today or before the break, right? So I have to imagine it was happening a little bit before, because I took this like 3-hour nap and came back and I saw the extension requested. And at first, like, it didn't register with me because I was like half asleep, and I was like, I didn't request an extension. And Prod was like, no, like someone else did. And I was like, oh. And then like I went back and looked. I was like, oh yeah, fuck no. But Rob thinks I voted for the extension, and maybe I'll heart fuck him that way.
Hey, so once again, XC immediately is like, let's vote out Swan. And I'm like, girl, why are we gonna vote out Swan? And then I made that alliance with Jules and Sarah, and they seemed like they were pretty ready to vote out Kaden last time.
I don't even want to fucking be here anymore. What the fuck? Y'all just left me out for the sake of leaving me out. There's no strategic purpose to leaving me out of the vote. None. They just wanted to do it for fun. Oh my God. I'm going to work in the middle of Central Park.
But I don't know. I feel like they also could be like pulling my leg here. But I'm just like, with Kaden, just like, he left me on red for 26 fucking hours. And now he's like DMing me and no game talk whatsoever. And after the Katie vote, he said that he would like make more of an effort to talk with me. And I'm just like, you're fucking full of shit. Like, I think every other person here deserves to stay more than Kaden. And I'm gonna vote for Kaden. I mean, I don't, like, why? He doesn't deserve to stay. He's just like not present. And I am kind of over it.
Once again, Eggsy wanted something to happen, so it happened. So Eggsy being vulnerable this time, you know, I was hoping more people might be on that train of trying to go for him, but it does make sense to not necessarily do that right away. Eggsy is really big on trying to make this Cupcake 5 reunion come back together with me and Rob and Liv and Jacob. So that's at least the fictional story we're selling right now.
So the past two votes were split 3 ways because people can't really agree on crap. This one is a bit more organized, admittedly so, because we have a big blindside in the works. So ultimately, the plan this round is to blindside Jason.
Seems like Jacob had an alliance with Kate and Kaden. It seems like Kaden gave his shard to Jules, which is how Jules made an idol. There's all sorts of sorcery going on. Eggsy wanted Swan again, and I kind of like firmly just said no. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Makes no sense. Not good for my game. I think it needs to be Kaden or Apple. They're continuing to float through the game, and obviously Kaden gave a shard to Jules to make an idol and is pretending he knows nothing about it. But Jules Jules told me that's where she got it, and there's no reason for Jules to lie.
So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully no bullshit fucking happens last minute again, but I think I'm pretty certain I'm going to be voting Kaden, so. But, yeah, I feel really bad about Kate going home the last time, because I feel like she would have probably been a good ally for me. But at the same time, I'm just happy that, like, someone like Swan or Jason didn't go home because of it. And I think I was able to make Sarah and Jules still want to work with me after the vote. So I hope that's the actual case. But I don't know. Oh, I was so mad at the challenge. I was so close to winning immunity. It's fine. Hopefully I don't get blindsided here, but I don't think I really needed immunity. It's always nice to have, but I was so close. Had I stuck with my original list and attacked Paula Dean, aka Apple, at the very last round, I would have taken all the points that Apple stole from the guy that I took from, and then I would have won. But it's fine. But yeah, that's all I kind of really have today. This weekend was insane with all the prize shenanigans at work. 2 13-hour days in a row. I'm pretty beat. But going back to work again in like 2 hours. Can't wait to get some rest on this joint. But yeah, I think things are going pretty well in Sagevivor at the moment, I think, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not being made a fool. It's also fun getting in Exy's head a little bit. So, I'll talk to y'all later.
I have my core 4 with myself, Liv, Jules, and Sarah. This is the group I decided to run the game with. That's 4. We need 5 to tie it, ideally a bit more than that. But I'm just trying to get from here to final 8 with my 4.
Kaden and Apple are sort of these little twink minions of chaos that I think just need to go. Let's just make these 2 votes easy. Like, yes, Eggsy's a big target and he's vulnerable, but Eggsy probably has more goodies in his tool bag. I would love to get Apple out because he has an idol nullifier. I would love to get Sarah out so that Rob can get a full idol, especially going in like to single-digit cast members left to have all these goodies left. I think a lot of people know I do, though, so I won't be surprised if I get blindsided here. I won't be surprised if I get blindsided any vote. I should just go ahead and blink and say that now.
Apple had this idea this round, and Apple was like, what if this is the round we take a shot at Jason? And my relationship with Jason has kind of fallen off a cliff in recent events. It all started with the Katie, because he used to be very close to me. We were super close, but ever since I blindsided him on the Katie vote, it's just been a downhill spiral, and he just doesn't trust me, and it's just been getting worse and worse over time, and at some point I gotta cut my losses. There's only so many people left in this cast, and I'm obviously not going to be working with Jason for the long haul in this season.
I just wanted to do something. So I originally pitched it to Eggsy, like, we could just do a 5-4-1 to get Jason out, because he told me he doesn't like Jason anymore. And then Show said to me, like, what their combo was about him losing 3 votes. Jason was just, like, apparently just annoyed by Eggsy for bringing it up or whatever. I don't know. So I thought, okay, maybe that's Eggsy being against Jason now. I figured now is the time to do it.
He's dangerous. He's holding an idol. He's got an extra vote. Like, that's a lot of crap in his inventory. And I feel like it's time to do something about it. So we're gonna get rid of them. Easy. Done. It's gonna be my 4 plus Apple. This is all Apple's plan. We're all pinning it on Apple because Apple is the guy who came up with this. And we're just like, yes, please. Now, that being said, the second layer of this plan is the Kaden plan. In fact, let me just show you. Boom. Yeah, oh, look at this. They got visuals now. Oh, yeah. So, level 1 is vote Swan, all right? This is the fake plan of the fake plan. The only person voting Swan is Kaden himself. Kaden, like, nobody trusts Kaden with a real plan. He leaks. He was messy this round. He threw, like, 5 people under the bus. So, I don't trust Kaden with the real plan. He can just vote Swan, and everybody can tell him vote Swan. And if he thinks it's vote Swan, great. Level 2, this is what Rob and Jason and Jacob are going to do, and Swan. So there's 4 people voting for Kaden. They believe it's going to be Yunnan on Kaden. And, easy vote, right? Imagine thinking a vote could ever be easy. That's funny. So I've been working very hard to sell the Kaden plan because they think voting Kaden is a shot at me. That I'm losing a number by Kaden going home. And technically, yes, that is true. Kaden is in my camp. So obviously I'm not doing that. Goddamn, have you not learned? When do I ever compromise?
But it seems like it's going to be a pretty simple Kaden vote tonight. Everybody seems to agree. Kaden has thrown around every possible version of names. He's in an alliance chat with Rob and I, throwing out Eggsy, and throwing out Who else did he say? I can't remember. I can't keep track of them all because he's literally said something different to everybody. He threw out Rob's name. He's thrown out Eggsy's name. He's thrown out Eggsy's name to us. And he's saying that Jacob really wants Rob or Eggsy, which is not surprising. Like, it's all gonna fall apart. It's all gonna fall apart so quickly, and I'm so excited for it. But for tonight, hopefully, my first actual vote since the Zach vote, I'm really hoping that it's a really simple, clean, easy Kaden vote. I'm gonna go ahead and make my vote now, turn it in, do all my things, lay back down, hopefully rest tonight. But till then.
And then I tell Eggsy, okay, let's just not tell anyone about this plan yet. We'll wait on it. But I said I would bring it up a little bit to Sarah or whatever. So then I go to Sarah a little later and I slowly work my way into bringing that plan up. And I act like I just came up with it then. But then Sarah was on board with it because he also hates Jason and also thinks Jason is very dry and hard to talk to, which is great. And also, Jules thinks Jason is dry and hard to talk to.
And then like 5 minutes before tribal, Kate's like, I know you two are voting for me and like, it is what it is, but like, I don't know why you're doing this. People are trying to turn us against each other, blah, blah, blah. She was like, the votes are going 5 on Sarah, 2 on Jules. And I'm like, I don't believe her at all. And then, so we were sitting there like, well, who are the votes going on? Like, we don't know. We both played our shot in the dark and we're sitting there, me, Sarah, Exy, on a call, watching the votes come in and we're like, what do we do? Like, where do I play this idol? And we was like, Exy was literally back and forth. He's like, they've told me that the votes are on you, Jules, but like, they could be lying to me. And I was like, there is no way that Kate would tell us the truth. Kate would be lying to us because she knows that we're pushing her name. So she wants the idol to be misplayed. So I trusted my gut and I played it on myself and I was right. I got to tick that off my bucket list. I played an idol correctly. I'm so happy about that. Apple voted for me, which like is whatever. But Swan voted for me. And I'm like, did you vote for me? And he's like, yes. And he's like, and let me explain. And I was like, this will be good. So I had to wait until he got off work. And he sent me this like 12-minute voice note.
I hate everything. I hate everyone. I feel like a terrible person and a terrible player.
He was talking about how like we had just left him out of the Katie vote. And then, so he was already feeling a little bit iffy. And then like he heard that his name had been thrown out. And through a series of like miscommunications, he thought that Exy had thrown his name out to me and that I had not denied that to him or not given him the heads up. When in fact, like, I don't think Exy ever actually directly pitched it to me. I knew that he wanted him out, but Exy also knew that I wasn't going to vote for Swan.
I never compromise. My way or the highway. And my way is my way. So guess what? Level 3, inner plan, Jason. Jason is the real plan. We're going to get 5 votes on Jason. So ultimately, this should come down to a 5-4 to 1. So very interesting events we got here. Will this piss people off? Absolutely. I am burning my relationship with Jacob doing this. I am burning Rob, though I don't really feel like I can burn Rob that hard. Honestly, I feel like Rob will understand. Kaden will be burned, but he's going to get burned by everyone, so it doesn't really matter. I saved his ass, so he can't really complain about it.
Swan has been my number 2 this entire time, but that's probably going to change here.
Sagevivor. It's your resident idiot, gay bird. I'm beside myself, upset with myself, hitting my vape. Once more. I rewatched my last confessional video and it was not a cute look. Not at all. I let a lot of shit get to me that shouldn't have. But also, I find the double standard a little crazy.
He was telling me that, that I never confirmed to him that Exie hadn't thrown my name out. So it's like, well, Exie, from his perspective, Exie threw his name out to me, and then I didn't give him the heads up, which is not quite true. But then Kate was spreading all this other shit. She had told them that she was told about the Katie plan, said absolutely not, I'm not doing that. She wanted to vote for Jacob, and then when we said no, the votes are on Katie, we blocked her vote, which, like, no. She then told Swan all this stuff about how Sarah and I are game bots and we've been using him as a shield. How in the world does Swan a shield? I don't know. And then she said that she had to talk us out of voting for him at the very first tribal. And he was like, it's the first tribal, I don't really care. And I'm like, but okay, I know you don't care about that, but I wasn't there for that first tribal. So you could already see that she is lying. Like, and I had already told so many people leading up to that first tribal, I really like Swan. I know he hasn't been around as much, but I've been able to talk to him and I really like him. If you can get him on a conversation, I think you guys will like him too. So like, even though I wasn't there at that tribal, I still think my presence in the game was enough to protect him.
I love and adore Jules and Sarah, but they literally blindsided me, left me out of a vote, then expected me to not believe very obvious lies. Some of the lies were bad. Some of the lies were bad. Some of Kate's lies were bad. And I didn't realize it until I was talking it through with Jules. But like one of the lies was like, oh yeah, they wanted you out the first tribal. Which, that was the thing I cared about the least, so I didn't give a fuck anyway. But Jules was not there the first tribal. And I should have been able to clock those details. But I was so paranoid because I had just been blindsided. I had just lost someone really close to me. Someone that meant a lot to me, both game-wise and personally, in Katie. By the hand of my two closest allies, mind you.
So hearing all of this in like a 12-minute thing, I almost cried because I was like, I trusted Kate a fair bit. She had started to drop a little bit because I felt like she wasn't prioritizing me at all. But for her to go and do this, like, and for him to believe it too, the fact that he bought into this enough to want to vote for me was just like, what the actual fuck? Now, she did like play into his emotional guy, she played into that, but it really hurt to see all that, or hear all that.
I wasn't thinking logically. And I'm actually really upset I let Kate take advantage of me that way. But here's my thing. Like, I have lines and orgs, and emotional manipulation to a mega extent is one of them. Emotional manipulation at a light extent. It happens. It's part of the game. Unfortunately. And I might do some of it if I haven't done some of it already.
So he and I like chatted back and forth quite a bit. Like I was talking about like, no, this is just not true. Like, she is full of shit. And there's no way her vote was blocked. Like, we knew this. We already suspected that like that parchment thing that she sent looked fake. Also, there's no image for any other advantage in the game. Why is there suddenly an image for having a blocked vote? Like, I think it would just be a ping, hey, your vote's been blocked. And then like we had talked about the like pixelation of that image, and then Sarah noticed that the parchment for her that had her name on it had that pixelation, so it was definitely made by Kate.
Then Swan, I mean, I did actually kind of slightly rebuild my relationship with Swan this round. And oops, throwing that away. Got him, pranked. It doesn't start until after this vote. Trust. So this is a big move, and it does worry me a tad for the next round after this, because now we are going to have a very solid 4 with Apple and Caden in kind of this limbo area, and I just hope that we can figure out a way to keep it going. And I'm not entirely sure that's true. I am slightly scared of Apple flipping down the line, but that's Tomorrow Me's problem. I feel like this is the best move at the time, because this just removes a lot of toys at the other side's that they have in their arsenal. They'll get no idol, no extra vote. The only thing they'll have left is Jacob's extra vote, which is a hell of a lot less scary than an idol in another extra vote. So let's go. Let's do it.
And now a quick night vision interlude. It is about 40 minutes until the vote, and all hell is breaking loose again. Caden's been trying to move the vote off of him, trying to get people shot in the darks, which we just found out are not transferable via Sage. Now, Caden has told me, which I have not brought up to anyone yet, because I secretly kind of wanted to see if this is true and if it all plays out. But Caden has told me that Eggsy gave him an idol with the express want of Eggsy, Liv, and Jacob are going to vote Caden. Everyone's like, they're going to keep their word and vote Caden, but Caden's going to use the idol, and he and Apple are going to vote Swan, and it'll send Swan out. So this is Eggsy's way of getting Swan out, but not breaking his word to us.
And they think that we need 6 votes. I'm like, no, we really don't. You only need 5, especially with how much splitting votes has gone on. We can only do 5 votes. And then if we tell Rob, we agree with Rob to do Caden, Rob, Jason, Jacob, Swan would go Caden. And it doesn't matter where Caden goes, he just vote wherever. And the 5 of us, me, Eggsy, Jules, Sarah, Liv, would vote for Jason. And they wouldn't know about it. But the big thing is that Jason and them, they cannot get like even a hint that he's going, or else he would do something and something would happen. So we can't tell him anything. We can't tell anybody anything about it. And hopefully that's the truth. We're not bringing Caden in because we're afraid, well, I'm afraid he would leak it, expose the plan, which I guess in hindsight might have not been the best idea, but we're sticking with it. I think it'll go to plan. I hope it goes to plan. If it doesn't, that would be really bad. But I could just guarantee it goes to plan by using the idol nullifier. But like, if it wasn't going to plan in the first place, it's because Eggsy and Liv didn't want to do it. And they would vote separately somewhere else.
Like, if Eggsy is that hellbent on getting Swan out of the game that he's gonna go to these great lengths to make a move on, like, no offense, Swan is awesome. Like, I love Swan. I think Swan's top notch. I have fun talking with Swan, but like, seems like a lot just to get out Swan.
Oh, and then Caden, he's currently going around trying to save himself by trying to target like a bigger player. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. I guess it could. But we can't have it working. Otherwise, the Jason plan doesn't work. Because Caden cannot vote the same way as the other 4. So that's where I'm at, I guess. I think I'm in a pretty good spot right now. I think after the final 12 vote, I've just been in a very, very good spot. Most everyone wants to work with me or take me farther, which is great. I'm getting a lot of information from a lot of people. The people who don't give me information are getting voted out, which is great.
Which means it could be any of us. So this could be a real fireworks shit show again, where we don't know who's going home, and somehow it won't be Caden or Apple again. So now, just so you know, the last second scramble that's happening, and why I posted a picture of Mr. Bean scrambling around his living room, is Rob is talking to Sarah and Jules right now about Sarah, Jules, Rob, me, and Swan switching the vote to Jacob.
And then when Liv woke up, she was like, yeah, I had like this voice note from Kate, but I hadn't listened to it because Liv was out drunk. Like, I'm amazed she got her Kate vote in. And she was like, yeah, Kate was saying all this stuff that like you and Sarah had said I'm boring and I'm inactive and you guys want to vote me out. And she was like, I knew that wasn't true, so I just ignored it. And I'm like, how is Liv, someone who we were probably this close to voting out, someone who we have not been with for that long, how is she able to pick up on Kate's lies, but someone who we have been actively protecting for so long didn't?
But like, mega emotional manipulation to me is like a line crossed I have so many thoughts about this Kate shit, and I'm not going to be able to dictate them all coherently right now. But it was like, it strategically did not make sense for Kate to make this shit up. Sarah and Jules were not the best number 1 and number 2 allies leading up to Kate's lies. Like, sorry, you did not tell me my name was out there. You had just blindsided me, and things weren't lining up. And I'm sorry to be told, like, no, I was about to exaggerate, but I'm not going to. But to be told that, like, y'all are hurt by how close we were and the fact that I would vote y'all off and, vote them off and believe these lies is valid. However, y'all literally just left me out of a vote and voted out somebody really close to me. So I am so sorry that I was susceptible to those feelings.
Like, the fact that Swan believed all this. I threw the hotel challenge for him. I busted my ass in other challenges when we were on that middle swap, because, like, I knew that we couldn't go to more than one tribal, and I knew that if we did, he would be gone. So I was, like, busting my ass to try and win these challenges. And he immediately just goes, nah, Jules has been lying to me this whole time and wants to vote me out. Like, it fucking sucks. And if his name had been pushed this round, I would have been okay with that.
In the last video confessional that I sent, like, y'all, the spectators, can see how I was like, this is not lining up with the reality. I am so confused. And obviously I should have listened to myself and understood how improbable those lies were. But in a world where I am literally blindsided by my number 1 and my number 2, if somebody comes in being like, yeah, they don't trust you, they want you out, they're doing this and that, I'm sorry, but they broke the trust first. And I hate being made to feel shit about it. And I do feel shit about it, is the thing.
But I do fully intend on heart fucking Swan after this. He is kind of an emotional guy. Today, I played up like this, it's the plan that I heard before. It's Kaden or Liv. I'm voting Kaden, right? That's what we're doing. Apparently, Kaden was also told I was voting for him. But somehow people thought I was voting for Swan, which, probably did. But I don't really remember if I told people. But, like, I was never voting Swan, and Swan fucking knew that. And Swan knew that, like, we were playing this shit up anyway, but, like, we weren't fucking voting him.
Y'all literally blindsided me and left me out of a vote. And that shit fucking sucks. It does. Everybody knows it. We've all played multiple orgs. We've all been blindsided by close allies. It's not a great feeling. And for it to be, like, that early in the game, I'm so sorry. I get that, like, they voted out somebody close to me, and I literally voted one of them out and was prepared to vote either of them out. But, like, y'all did the damage first.
I would have been fine voting him out, because I'm done sticking my neck out for him. If all it takes is someone to lie to him like that, like, I'm not doing it. And then in my tribal answer this round, I, like, pointed out, I tagged Kate, and I was like, she's a lying liar who lies. And she, like, reacted, like, false on my answer. She's like, whatever, you can keep lying to yourself, but you've been caught in your lies. Today, also, like, it's completely irrelevant to this, but, like, Rob was talking about how Exy got his way again. It's like, no, if Exy got his way, Swan would be gone. Kate going was beneficial for me and Sarah. So I'm really annoyed with Exy getting all the credit for everything. But that's just how it's going to go.
Like, let's be so fucking for real. So, like, yes, I was susceptible to sabotage and to poisoning and to, like, all of the shit. But y'all created the opening that let that happen. And both conversations with them were really hard because I really care about and adore both Jules and Sarah. Y'all blindsided me first. And I don't want to be made to feel the bad guy when y'all left me out of a vote and voted out somebody super close to me. Y'all could say whatever you want, but other people updated me during the Katie vote. Other people told me Exy threw out my name before y'all did. Neither of them DM'd me updates during the Katie vote, letting me know how it was going. They can blame paranoia and shit all they want. And again, I love y'all, but like, y'all could have done that. Y'all could have done that. Y'all could have done that. You actually could have reached out to me and told me about the vote. And you're right, I probably would have fucked it up. I probably would have, like, let it astray. But y'all knew what you were doing there. Y'all knew you were weakening me and hurting my position.
Because I told him, like, Rob and Jason both said your name was brought up. And they don't want to vote you. I don't want to vote you. So it was Apple, Kate, and Liv. And then at some point, it was a little after 6 p.m. for me, things went dark. They also went dark for Jules. The only person keeping us in the loop was Exie. Liv was not around. Liv got drunk, which is honestly the funniest shit. She sent some really awesome voice memos to me. I think I'm going to send them to my confessional. But it was like, I love you so much. And she was like, Nick, don't we love Sarah? Yeah. How much do you know about Sarah? And he's like, that's the one you talk about the most. And I was like, we love Liv. She saved our ass. And I hate that I questioned if I could trust her when that Kate shit leaked. Because I really didn't think Kate would do that, because we had talked, like, she and I talked about it. I was like, we can't let the Katie plan leak. But then Kate did. Some other interesting things is that Kate went around telling people Jules had an idol. But she was also telling people Jules had 2 shards. One was from the very first, like, challenge, which I was the only one who knew about that. I did tell Exie. Exie now knows here, because obviously Jules did not have enough for an idol. Exie gave her a piece for the idol, which is what was played tonight.
And at least, like, I should be able to get credit for the idol. Now, the other thing that is beneficial about this, because I never told anyone that I had a full idol or even a third piece, Exie sent me a piece to be able to make the full idol. So now I have an idol piece still. So I have a way to negate 1 vote, which, like, not that great, but hey, it's something. I'm hoping there's an opportunity to get more somehow. I mean, in theory, I don't know what played last night. Maybe there'll be more shards hidden. Probably not. I'm hoping that a journey comes up, or some sort of, like, reward challenge or something. Because, yeah, I'm not feeling in the best position right now. Wow, I've been yammering for 11 minutes. That's, you know, that's expected. There was a lot going on this round. Yeah, look, I'm not feeling in the best position for obvious reasons. Jacob and Jason are still being so dry with me. Like, I think they're going to want me out next. Or just, like, they just want to basically vote for me again. Which, like, fuck them. My mouth is dry from doing all this talking. I don't have water with me while I'm driving. I'm just doing a little cheeky Costco run, because I need to apparently spend, like, hundreds of dollars on bulk items that I probably don't need, but, you know, it's what we do. But yeah, that is all for now. Sarah has immunity this round, which is, like, fantastic. Would love it more if it was me. The challenge was such, like, a fucking shot in the dark, roll the dice thing, and that has not been on my side this time. So anyway, yeah.
So anyway, it was dark for us. The only people keeping us in the loop was Exie. He said they were moving the votes, because he had called me and was like, hey, bad news. Like, they are on you. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. And then later he was like, Jason saying that Jules has 2 shards. He heard it from Kate. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, he wouldn't know that. Like, Jules didn't tell anybody. I didn't fucking tell anybody except you. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. Which was, and I double checked all of my shit with Kate to double, you know, all the voice memos. I transcribed them. I searched. Like, there was no talk. There was no half asleep state or any of that shit with Kate. So it wasn't from me. And because sometimes I feel like my brain doesn't, because I didn't mean to tell Exie, but, like, I did tell Exie. But Kate, we predominantly talked in messages. Like, I think I've only voice chatted with her once. So, and I think think that might have been like before I even knew that Jules had that shard. So, yeah. Anyway, so I transcribed everything and double checked. Like, I didn't fucking tell Kate anything. But they were saying that, and I was like, so are they trying to flip the votes on Jules? And Exie was like, yeah. And I was like, well, fucking flip them back. Like, I don't really want to play this game without Jules, because I feel like I will go rogue. Like, I don't know if Exie would be able to hold me back if it's me and him stuck in the game. He might be able to. I don't know. I would have my little hit list. Anyway. So she turned on us in like the last 2 rounds for some reason. She was going crazy before the break because she was like, someone threw her name out and she asked me if I knew who, and I was like, dude, like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But I did find out later from Apple that Jacob had mentioned her name. I think it was Jacob. I have to look back. But like, no one, I think it was Jacob mentioned Kate and Jules, and Apple was like, yeah, and I turned down Jules' name or something. I can't remember. I'd have to look. But whatever, it's irrelevant. Her name was never brought to my attention. I didn't fucking know.
With my name being out there last round, I got DMs from other people telling me it was out there. I did not get a single one from y'all. Y'all could have reached out. Sarah and Jules, y'all could have reached fucking out and said, hey, I've heard either directly or indirectly that Exie said your name. Y'all created the space for this mistrust.
Like, I don't know if that's what caused her to lose all this trust. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But she did a thing, and not everyone, but Rob was like, are you mad that she's gone? Even though we were like about to flip the votes onto her anyway, because we couldn't trust her. She completely flipped. So, not a huge loss there. But yeah, it went dark, and me and Jules knew it was one of us. Exie, they did a poll or something in their group chat, and it was Jules. But 1 minute before Tribal, Kate was like, yeah, it's 5 votes on Sarah, 2 on Jules, or something. So I played my shot in the dark, so I wasn't sure if she was telling the truth or if it was still on Jules. Jules played her shot in the dark. Neither one of ours hit. And then Jules used the idol shard. And I was on voice chat with Jules and Exie during Tribal. And we were like, who is it? Who is it? And when Kate sent that message, we were like, they have to be telling her something wrong. Like, it's gotta be you, Jules. Which is why she survived. Now, here's where things get interesting. Caden had voted for me, but once he saw that Jules played her idol, shot in the dark, I played my shot in the dark, because he thought I voted for him. He was like, basically being like, it tipped me off, like, what the fuck? So he played a shot in the dark to get rid of his vote against me. And that is why I am here. So I owe Caden, I owe Liv, because Liv was kind of out of it, and she knew she was out of it. Like, she's been gone, she's been drinking, and she messaged me, she's like, who am I supposed to vote? And I was like, just vote Kate. Like, vote Kate. Like, shit's hitting the fan. Like, I need you to vote Kate. And, like, we can talk when you get back. And she voted Kate. So did Exie. And another fun thing to note is after Tribal, every single person who voted me and Jules, well, I'm sorry, my only vote was from Caden. I'm sorry, was from Kate. But all the others, basically all the other votes besides Liv and Exie have been throwing Exie under the bus. And I'm like, even if I weren't working with Exie, if every single person is throwing one person under the bus, you can kind of figure out that they're leaving that person. Like, that person's on the outs in that group. Like, it wasn't them who was, like, trying to get me or Jules out of the game. Now, we know for a fact it was Axie throwing Kate's name in the ring today. And it's because my name and Jules' name were brought up. Like, we know that.
And I feel bad about it to a certain extent. But I do firmly believe they created the space for that mistrust to exist. Literally at some point, because, like, Kate was saying stuff to Kaden, apparently, and Kate was saying stuff to Liv, apparently. And Sarah, when she and I were on VCs today, which I do think I had really good VCs with both. I had a VC with Sarah, and then Jules and I exchanged voice memos. And I do feel like they were good and productive and got to the bottom of, like, what happened and the miscommunications. But Sarah was like, Kaden didn't fall for Kate's bullshit. Liv didn't fall for Kate's bullshit. And my response was, neither of them got blindsided, though. My number one and my number two blindsided me. They blindsided me. And then are mad that I don't trust them. And I did feel like the conversations we had after were, like, productive and good. Like, am I the bad guy? I don't fucking think so. They fucking lied to me first.
Apple also today did not really keep me in the loop at all. His conversation style completely changed. In fact, he was playing, like, confused with me. And I would reply to my messages from before the break and be like, no, like, this is it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Because he was like, I thought we were all voting Swan. And I was like, we talked about this. It was Kaden or Liv.
They've already proven that, like, they trust each other more than they trust me by leaving me out of the Katie vote, which they knew would hurt me. And, like, so I can only be so sorry. I am sorry that I hurt them on a personal level. But, like, it kind of sucked to be left out of that vote and to lose someone that I considered a close ally. So, like, do I not get to be hurt? Like, come on.
Apparently I'm being viewed as a threat. So is Jules and so is Axie. We are playing with the devil. I did make a final 2 with Axie. Axie told me that I would be the only person he feels like would honor a final 2 with him. And I was like, I think you're probably right. Because I do have a dream of making it to Final Tribal Council and not answering anyone's questions except with a go fuck yourself. And honestly, if I got votes for doing that, it would be really fucking funny. Because I think most people know who they're voting for, at least leaning towards. And I'm usually in a position where my game is, like, out in the open. So the things that I feel like wouldn't be, I would put in my speech. And if there was a question that I feel like I probably was hidden on a little bit, I would answer, but anything else would be like, go fuck yourself, like you weren't paying attention. So, and that's not, I know that is borderline a kamikaze move, right? Like, so a lot of people respect the Final Tribal Council speeches and all this shit. But I'm here to have fun, and that would be really fun for me, and I've never made it to a finale because people fucking cut me. So, or they don't believe me when I tell them this stuff. Like, that happened before. And I was just like, dude, I was going to fucking do it. Like, But Axie does know. And I would gladly, like, if someone has to sit there and be like, do I want to vote for Sarah, who is telling me to go fuck myself, but played a pretty good game? Or do I want to vote Axie, who's a little abrasive and stuff and, like, fucked me over in the game? Or do I want to vote for this third person who more than likely will be someone who didn't, like, do anything, right? So, because final threes rarely have duds. And if that's the case, I'd rather the best option be someone that I would vote for. So I would prefer that person be Jules or Axie.
Apparently, Sarah, Rob, and Jules were talking together last night about coordinating a Kaden vote, which I just said I would love. So at this point, it seems damn near unan. I need to hear back from Liv, and I need to hear from Apple. But, and girl, Kaden hasn't talked to me all day. So, like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do? You've done it. This is why I want to vote you out, dude. Apparently he's, like, pitching a bunch of other names to people. not to me. I mean, not that it would work anyway, but like, you left me on red, bro. Like, I had to double text you. Like, what's going on, dude? Like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for you. So, Kaden should be going. If not, then I guess I'm going. And everybody's like lying to my face because I'm a lying snake, blah, 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 leaker, do. I've done like a million things wrong at this point. I am a little afraid for like the future of my game. Like, I'm either, because like, here's the thing. It was all like salads versus hamburgers, and then like that died after the Katie vote. But what no one's noticing that I'm really picking up on, because these boys are stupid and they keep literally saying it, is they, like, I'm worried about Cupcake Strong from like that first swap, the subset of salads that were all together, because none of them have gone home since the merge. Not a single one. Not a single one.
But I'm pretending to be kind of upset about Kate's loss. Kate was my girl. Clearly she didn't trust me. I don't know why. Like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you shit that Jules told me. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. The only other question was Jacob. But we weren't sure if, but it seemed to all be coming from Liv for the most part. I'm not sure. So that should not be a problem now, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm still going to be kind of selective with what I put in here plan-wise, I think. I don't know what we're going to do anyway. We're kind of in the minority. We're going to see where things go. I do know Caden saved me. Like, Caden saved me. And I don't know if it was strategic. I don't know what. But I feel like I kind of owe him. I would still vote him out. But at this point, I trust him more than I trust Swan. Like, it's fucking crazy. Swan voted Jules.
Jason's like, yeah, we told Exy we're going to make you like an honorary cupcake. And then Rob's talking about like, yeah, we said this in the cupcake chat. And like, I'm like, y'all are playing in my face. Playing in my face. So either I get dragged with them and get like 6th place, which is typical for me. 5th is my like chronic placement. Or I'm going to get dragged to final tribal council and be put through hell for absolutely no reason, because I have 0 win equity at this point. And isn't that wonderful? I can't sit next to Rob. I can't sit next to Exy. I can't sit next to Jules and Sarah because they literally outplayed me with the Katie vote. And then, like, I got manipulated by Kate or whatever. Like, they have so much ammo against me in a final tribal council. So that leaves, like, what, I have to sit next to Jacob and Apple? In what world does that happen? In what world does that happen? And that's, like, honestly, like, my preferred next 2 boots.
Swan literally sat here being like, Kate was poisoning me. And I was like, are you kidding me? So, and apparently she sent him, like, a voice memo where she was, like, crying or some shit. I don't fucking know. But if he wants to see tears, I can cry on demand. Like, we can play this game. This is why I wanted to play with adults. Just so you know, I am about to heart fuck Swan so much.
And maybe I should be thinking, like, but the problem is, like, I don't trust Jacob and Apple. So, like, even if I did want to bring them along to sit next to them, like, can't. How is that going to happen? And, like, how do I get Jules and Sarah out without, like, them hating me again? These are all the questions I have that are not getting answered as easily as I would like. So that's where my head is at. Hopefully Caden's going. If not, like, goodbye. It's been real. Sorry I kind of flopped. I feel like I had like a moment. I had a moment where I was like peaking, and then it all just like died with the Katie vote. So thanks, girls. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they literally like killed my game. I was going to be, like, in between these 2 trios. And y'all fucked my game over. So, what was I supposed to do? You know? Love y'all. Love them. For real. They've been the most fun people to chat with in the whole fucking game. I've had a blast with them. But you fucked me over. So I'm sorry I also tried to fuck you over. I don't know. I feel bad on a personal level more than anything. But it's like, why didn't I get to be all hurt after the Katie vote? I put it aside for the sake of game and strategy. Because I was like, if I'm so butthurt, they're gonna like think I'm not with them anymore. And then I wasn't with them anymore anyway. Ah! I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Goodbye.
Not a fan of Swan. Like, if all it takes is a little bit of poisoning, then maybe I should start poisoning him. Because, you know, I feel like that should be my role, right? Like, I know how to extract poisons from plants and animals. Like, might as well try, right? I know I can do it better than Kate did.
And we're worried if Jacob uses his extra vote, they would be 6 to our 5. But I also have an extra vote, so it would be 6 to 6. And if we made it on Jacob, Jacob couldn't use his extra vote in the revote, and Jacob would go home 6 to 4 in that scenario. Which seems like a waste of my extra vote, but also, what a delicious thing to see happen. I mean, there's not that many tribals left, although that extra vote will come in handy later. So I kind of don't want to waste it if I don't have to. But that's what's going on. That's why I'm laughing and posting weird gifs. And I had a moment to do an update, so I did.
And just like that, our boy Jason got blindsided. Every single jury member so far has been a blindside. Jason, I hope you enjoyed playing the season. We enjoyed having you. I hope you had a great time. This episode was fun. And if you've been enjoying the cast of Sagevivor, go ahead and check the link down below because fan favorite voting is officially open. So we're going to let everybody kind of vote for who is their favorite player. It's like America's favorite player, but it's all of you here on YouTube and throughout Discord. So go ahead and fill that out on the Google Forms if you want your vote to count. Only one vote per user, and I will be verifying everybody on there, so make sure it's a real account. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!